right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shay. So my husband and I, we're going to let you in on our random conversations that we be having. Y'all already know how we go. So the first thing is first, we looked over into a small pond. My husband said, I wonder what those are. We got a little closer. We realized that it was Canadian geese. So then I was like, oh my God, we should record this conversation. And then I began to tell him about how he wasn't there yesterday, but I was at home and there were tons of geese flying over the house. Like, you could tell it was just like 100 of them or something like that. But he began to, okay, you want to say what you want to say?
So I said, you know, I was listening to something and it said that about how animals and geese and birds know when it's time to leave from the magnetic in the air. From the magnetics in the air, they just know it's time to go.
And then you said, well, why don't humans have that?
Yeah, I said I wish we had something like that. I'd love to know what the weather's going to be tomorrow.
Right. And I said that humans do have that. We do have the ability to know when to leave. We have the ability to know when to go. We have the ability to sense certain things. And our problem as humans is that we ignore it. We don't act on when God is really pulling on our hearts to do something. So it's called the Holy Spirit. It's called discernment. It's called those things, and we just ignore it. And this is the thing about animals. The thing about animals is that animals have to depend on God, trust God for their food, for survival, you know, to know when to hide from predators, things like that. So they're more connected with their creator. Now, I was telling him, humans are the problem here. Like, it's not God. It's us. Like, we as humans are the issue and the problem. Like, we've gotten so big-headed. Like, we're the creation, and we somehow feel like
think we're the creator.
We're the creator. And it's like, that couldn't be the furthest from the truth. And so that's our small little segment this morning. Start listening to God. Like, it's not you. Be like, oh, well, maybe I'm just overthinking it. No, that's God telling you to do it. Or that's God telling you don't go out tonight. That's God telling you to cut that person off of your life. That's God saying, you know, do this or do that. And we tend to ignore the Holy Spirit, as opposed to animals. Animals just go. They feel and sense like a magnetic whatever, and they know it's time to fly down south.
I've never known your second thought to be your best thought.
Right.
It's your first thought that's always the one.
Oh, that's the one right there. So listen to your first mind. Like, your first instinct. If you get a bad vibe about a person, you know that person is not for you. If you think, you know, something fishy is going on, 10 times out of 10, something fishy is going on there. So basically, just follow your first mind.
Because your second thought is usually the doubt and questioning your first thought.
So usually, your first thought is your discernment. Usually, your first thought is the Holy Spirit, especially if you have God. Like, the first thought you think is your own thought, it's not. Your first feeling is usually you think is yourself. It's not. The second thing is you doubting what God is saying and opposing what God is saying in your life. So, yeah, that's a really good nugget to hang on to. Do you have anything else to say? All right, well, this has been a solid little 4 or 5 minute video. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Do not forget, you can email me at speakhervoice2too@gmail.com. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.